Erica, so it is a Queen Things episode. And you know what? I've been thinking,
Mhm.
and I've been feeling recently like I wanted to kind of change up Queen Things a little bit to be mostly focused on current events and pop culture because
Mhm.
I feel like that's where you and I thrive.
Yeah.
And I
Mhm.
feel like that's also where we end up having a lot of fun.
Mhm.
So it's not going to change Queen things entirely. Our typical structure is we look at our comment section, we give any updates on Queens that feel newsworthy, and then we do our parking lot. I'm thinking the comment section bit, I'll hit it if I see a comment that feels worth talking about.
Yeah.
But that's just not always the case. No shade to our
Mhm.
commenters. We love you. But
Yeah.
sometimes the comments don't warrant a conversation.
Mhm.
So I'll do it if it makes sense. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And then in terms of the updates, I think this is where the real meat will be. And we'll do updates on prior queens that we've spoken about. But also, if there's just something in the news that feels really juicy and compelling for us to talk about, we'll talk about it because why not? We're here.
Okay. I like that. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Amazing. And then, yeah, we'll keep our parking lot in case there's anything else that we just feel like at the end we forgot. But that's the update. And yeah, do you feel okay about that?
Yeah, I'm excited because we do thrive in that space. So
Uh,
we will have a lot to talk about.
exactly. Hello and welcome to Two Queens, Two Crowns. I'm your host, KJ Miller, founder, lecturer, and content creator.
And I'm Erica Manganelli, pop culture comedian and content creator.
And today on the show, it is a Queen Things episode. So we're going to be diving into a fair amount of current events. There are a lot of updates about some of the prior queens we've spoken about. And I do fear we should at least touch on the Diddy trial because
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
it's
I
everywhere.
I can't tell you how much I don't want to. Nothing I'd rather talk about less.
And I'm with you. I just feel like let's touch on it. We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll save it to the end,
Yeah, the darkest shit to the end.
Yeah.
For sure.
But the darkest shit at the end. But
Yeah.
even beyond that, we do have some updates, some fun updates from some of our prior queens to get into. And as always, a parking lot just in case there's anything we want to throw in at the end. So we will get into all of that right after this. All right, tonight I figured I had to plug Minted Cosmetics because we just launched our new product, which is our Thirst Quencher Lip Oil. And I mean, Minted is my baby. It's my darling. I have to talk about it. These lip oils are so hydrating. I should call it lip oils, plural, okay? Because we put avocado oil, jojoba seed oil, and sunflower seed oil in every single one. Super hydrating, super moisturizing, never gonna leave your lips feeling tacky or gummy or heavy or sticky or any of that. Glides on like butter, stays on all day. It's perfect. I mean, I don't want to say perfect, but they're kind of perfect. So if you've never checked out Minted before, please do head on over to mintedcosmetics.com to pick up our newest launch, Thirst Quencher Lip Oil. And with that, let's get back to the show. Okay, so I got to tell you, with regards
Mhm.
to the comment section, not a
Mhm.
lot going on. People didn't have much to say about Tyra and Naomi. The comment section that did have a little bit of heat to it, oddly enough, was the prior week during Queen Things. We did kind of like a throwaway almost about the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively thing. I don't know if you recall, but basically we
I
both
do.
said like we're kind of over it. Like
I can't even. I don't understand why people are still stirred up about this.
people are still stirred up and our
Like
comment section is
wildly.
wildly. And even
Mhm.
though, as far as I recall, and I didn't go back and watch the whole episode, but as far as I recall, we basically were like, yeah, not much to talk about. We're not that interested. We're kind of bored by it.
Yeah.
Whatever, what
I
have
will say,
you.
I think that was before we officially knew whether or not Taylor Swift was being subpoenaed, and
It
so we
was.
we and then obviously we aired, and then like the very next day it was like, and it's official.
Yeah, exactly. But we still did our due diligence
We
and did
did.
not say that she had been subpoenaed, because at that point she had not. But yes,
Mm-hmm.
she did come back and get subpoenaed. But the
Mm.
comment section, there was one commenter in particular who basically called us foolish because we were not siding with Justin Baldoni. And again, I don't remember siding with anyone. I really don't think we did.
Mm.
We may have stated that, like, we found the whole thing, including a lot of Justin Baldoni's team's antics, to be, not great. That's true. I'd say it again. But I don't remember us coming down hard for or against either side. And this person just felt like because we did not come down hard for Justin Baldoni, that we would regret it, and history would prove us to be two very foolish women, is what the comment said.
I've been called worse. I don't care. Like, I met him yesterday. Like, I have no loyalty to him.
Yeah,
whatever.
I just feel like
disagree.
For one, I disagree. I don't think history is going to prove either of us to be foolish.
No.
For two, as we said 2 weeks ago, I don't really care anymore. I'm honestly quite over it. Like, it's been too much, too long, a media blitz for weeks and weeks and weeks. Who can continue to care for that long?
Have the court date and give it up.
Exactly. Set a court date and then we'll see. But otherwise, I don't care. And also, I just feel like people who are so staunchly in one camp or another before all the evidence is shown, before the court case is made, that to me is what looks foolish. It's one thing to have an opinion. I'm not saying you can't have an opinion, but like, to be like, there's no world where it could ever be anything other than like the opinion I've formed when we haven't seen all the evidence. That to me is what's foolish.
When people are defending someone like it's their family member, I get like, calm it down. Like, you don't know him in real life.
You don't
not
know
that
this
serious.
man.
This is not that serious.
Yeah, this person went back and forth in the comment section with someone else, basically being like, I've read the thousands of legal pages of documents. Have you? I bet you haven't. And in fact, I've read, and I'm not going to say if I've read thousands, plural, but I did read all of Blake's and all of Justin's, both of which were over 100 pages. So I'm in the multiple hundreds of pages that I've read. And I think both sides present compelling evidence for their cases. That's just...
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Like, I read more than I should have spent time reading.
Yeah, 100%. More than I should have.
I know way more than I should know.
Yeah.
Okay. And I still don't have a side to take. So what does that say? I'm over it. I'm like, they're just playing a media game now at this point until there's a trial.
Yeah. Until there's a trial. But, God bless that woman in the comment section.
Fighting for her life against other commenters.
God bless. God bless. Okay, let's move on to some updates. I don't know if you saw this. This first one is about Chappell Roan. She was on a show called Outlaws, basically talking about being painted as a villain.
I missed this one.
Okay, so I'm reading this from billboard.com. It says, Chappell Roan is making no apologies. While serving as a guest alongside Sasha Colby on an episode of T.S. Madison's Outlaws posted Monday, the pop star opened up about embracing her villain era after speaking out about toxic fan behavior last year. And while she was feeling candid, Rhone also slammed a particular pop culture update account. Uh-oh, hope it wasn't mine. Hope it wasn't yours.
Hope it wasn't mine is right. I cringe a little every time I hear shit like that. I'm like, ooh.
Oh no. Okay, the article continues. On the topic of her public image, the Missouri native first quipped that she's had like 3 villain eras since skyrocketing to fame in 2024, following the success of Billboard Hot 100 hit Good Luck Babe. She says, I was the new girl in the pop game where I was like, I don't give a fuck what you say to these girls who have been doing this since they were 10. I did not get famous until I was 26. So I had a lot of time to realize, oh, this is what it's like to be an adult and how to be respected in a job. I've been treated better at my donut shop job than I have on a fucking red carpet, she continued. People on the news treat me worse than how customers did. And I think when I started to say, don't talk to me like that, that doesn't mean that I'm a villain or ungrateful for what I have. It's like, why is this customary? So thoughts, Erica? Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I got a lot of thoughts. I can't. Because like right off the bat, I just want to be like, you are creating your own villain era. Like I feel like she wants a villain era that's not there. Like she's just making one up. Like she just wants one to happen and it's not happening.
It does feel a little bit like it's like I get the point, and we spoke about this.
Yeah, I get the point.
I get not wanting people to always be around you, wanting people to respect your personal space, wanting people to respect your privacy. I think most celebrities would agree with that.
And speak to you in a respectful way.
Speak to you in a respectful way. The thing is, you got online and yelled at everybody.
Also, it feels like the respect is like not a two-way street. Like she's not giving everyone else respect either. Like I know everyone's gonna hate me for that, but it's just true. She's like, I'm a villain for being a bitch. It's like I think you're just creating that on your own.
So she continues. I'm going to read a little bit more of what she says here.
Yeah.
From the article, Rhone went on to compare how certain fans have treated her to the way people were so evil to stars such as Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, and Paris Hilton in the past. Her quote is, that behavior is they're still doing it. Do you want me to just get to the point where I become agoraphobic or so stressed out or so anxious to perform? She said, you want me to get to that point? Because if I don't say anything, I will. If I do not stand up for myself, I will quit because I cannot bear this. I cannot bear people touching me who I don't know. I cannot bear people following me. I cannot bear people saying I'm something I'm not. That's really hard online. People just assume you're the villain.
I mean, I get that side of it. Like, we don't want her to feel tortured or like shave her head or like have a mental breakdown. I think the Britney situation's kind of different, but sure. I still think she's kind of manufacturing all this hate. I don't think because even after she like gets in trouble for the dumb shit she says, or like what I'm saying dumb shit she says, but really like the standing up for herself, right? She gets in trouble for that, but it's like 5 minutes of trouble, right? And then it's like over. Nobody gives a shit.
It's true. It doesn't feel like any of this really sticks to her. She's kind of a Teflon Don. Like, yeah, okay, you went through people referring to you as a villain, and then you played at the VMAs and the Grammys and won Best New Artist at the Grammys and headlined multiple festivals. So, like
she's not getting the Kanye treatment.
Yeah, you're not being canceled. You're still booking these tour dates. Like, so that's one thing. Yeah, I completely agree. It's like, okay, there aren't any real consequences, it doesn't seem like, to the things that you said. And the other thing is, I just feel like every job has parts of the job you don't like. That is just working, right? Like every job has parts that are annoying. Every job has people that are annoying. Every job has, just things that get on your nerves or that irk you or that feel disrespectful. Are there times in my job I feel disrespected? Yes. Every time that happens, do I get to just yell at somebody? No, I don't.
No, because you still have to hold it together. Like,
I still have to hold it together.
Yeah, act like an adult every day. Like, I don't understand.
If I went off on everybody at my job every time they got on my nerves the way she appears to go off every time somebody in the public gets on her nerves, ma'am, I wouldn't have a job.
Right.
I would be unemployed.
This is to my point. It's manufactured hate. I swear. No one actually hates her. I don't know. Can't be a villain era unless you're villainizing everyone.
Yeah, it's like this feels a bit overblown, and maybe it's
you're not
because,
Tom
again,
Sandoval.
You're right. This is not Sandoval. You're not Kanye. You're not even Katy Perry. I would argue Katy Perry's getting way more hate.
Way more hate. Way more hate. It's all I see.
Yeah, than Chappell. So, girl, once again, I just feel like it's hard for me without every time Chappell says something. Honestly, is there a part of me that just wants to roll my eyes?
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Yes, there is. I am just sort of like, okay,
I
girl.
will say, though, like, I have been, like, she's 23, right?
No, she's now 27.
Oh, shit. Okay, never mind. Well, but you're in your 20s, you say dumb shit, and it just comes out of your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. She's 27.
So I like to just give her that.
And see, but 27 is grown. I mean, I think we do have 23. To acknowledge it's not 23. It's not 21. 27.
Yeah, I think we need to. I don't know. I won't give advice, but I think it's
I mean,
manufactured.
I'm still mostly rooting for her. I just find her, like I've said it before, I'll say it again. I find her to be slightly annoying. A lot of things she says make me want to roll my eyes. She's still a very talented musician. And yes, I do think as she continues to grow, maybe she'll make better points on the internet.
I think that's a good take.
There you have it. Okay, let's see. Who's next on my list? Oh, this is one that, I mean, we do have to talk about. I fear my take people might not like, but Taylor's version of Look What You Made Me Do has now debuted on the episode of Handmaid's Tale, recent episode of Handmaid's Tale. And so obviously the Swifterhood is all aflutter because everyone's saying this
Rep
is the
TV.
moment. Rep TV is coming. How are you feeling about this?
I had heard a theory that there's a certain time frame that she has to release it by, and if she doesn't, that the ownership of it expires.
Huh.
And
I've
I've been holding on to that theory for a really long time, which is coming up, I think sometime like mid-year, right? So I'm feeling like we're working with on borrowed time here, like eventually we're going to have to get it. And this does feel like a lead up to it. And then the thing on the website with the AMA, spelled out the AMA, like did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that. Yes.
Combined with this, which I only caught clips of on TikTok because I can't watch Handmaid's Tale with everything going on in the world right now. I'll have a mental breakdown. I can't watch
Absolutely
that.
not. No.
So I don't know. I'm going with it's coming soon. I don't want to get my hopes up too much, but I feel like it's coming soon. What do you think?
Okay, well, and I did just check. The American Music Awards are happening on May 26th. That is 6 days from now, 4 days from when this podcast comes out. So if it is related, then great, fantastic. Here's my take. I mean, listen, before I say my take, I will just preface by saying I love Reputation, and I'm very excited for Taylor to release Reputation TV. But I do feel like she waited too long. I do feel like the magic is a little bit not gone. It's not gone. But we were just all so primed and so excited during Eras Tour, and even right after Eras Tour, there was still so much excitement around, like, okay, maybe like it's good. There was this moment where we were all in a fever pitch, and now I just sort of feel like I've been trained to be like, maybe it'll come, maybe it won't. I can't get excited anymore. I got excited too many times.
I know. I was just thinking about this a couple days ago, actually. I was thinking, like, when it drops, we might be disappointed. Like, unless there's something, like, I know that people are going to be pissed that I said that.
I know.
But, like, the reason I'm saying that is, like, if there's something that's not new, like when we got that other album and they gave us that 10 minutes of All Too Well, like that was like something that was new and we could fetish about for like a whole year. If something like that doesn't exist in this album, I fear it could just fizzle out a little bit. It is the same song, so I don't know.
Yeah, I hope that, because, you know, she did say in her Time magazine interview, the vault tracks are fire. So we know we're getting vault tracks.
Right, I didn't think about that.
And according to her, they're going to be the bomb. And if she says they're going to be the bomb, I'm willing to believe they're going to be the bomb. So I'm hoping that is enough to like just like reignite the excitement. But I got to tell you, when I saw people, like when I saw the news, it's Look What You Made Me Do is in Handmaid's Tale. I didn't even really blink. I was like, oh, okay. I don't know.
I know. Well,
and that's just like not the space I was in.
Because it was coming out for Handmaid's Tale, so I saw that there was like a space for it somewhere on Spotify. So I knew that they were going to do that. So then it didn't feel as like, I don't know, important to me.
There's just like, and maybe, listen, she is a mastermind. So maybe letting all of the like wind come out of the sails, maybe that'll actually, when it drops, make it even more exciting. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not the mastermind she is, but what I can tell you is a few months back, end of 2024, I was so hyped. I stayed up to watch a live stream for whatever the last night was,
Me too.
which I
was
never
convinced.
do. I never do that. I'm asleep. If I'm not asleep by 10 o'clock, something has gone terribly wrong. And I stayed up because I was so excited. And now I'm just like, okay, I guess it's gonna come when it comes.
Like if it dropped at midnight tonight, I wouldn't know until tomorrow.
Oh,
at like
yeah,
11.
I definitely wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know. People be DMing me and shit. I'd be like, what?
Yeah, I'd be asleep. Okay, so, yeah, I just, like she is a mastermind. So
yeah,
and obviously whenever it drops, whenever it does drop, like obviously it's going to shoot to number one. People are going to be extremely sad. It's it's going to be a moment because Taylor is Taylor. But for those of us who kind of, I don't know, rely on her to build some of that excitement. Right now, I feel like it's not there.
Right.
Maybe
quiet right now. Things are quiet.
It's a little quiet.
She's going to come back and be like, boom, I'm married. or like something really dramatic. I'm 6 months pregnant. Like just something really dramatic.
Yeah, something really dramatic. I mean, now I will say, I guess this would be kind of what it was like for First Reputation because she was so quiet, like on social media and everything, right?
True. She went missing.
Maybe that's what's happening here, and she's recreating that vibe. I don't know. Maybe
I would like a surprise. That something has to be a surprise about it to make the excitement. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see, Taylor. Okay, so next I do want to circle back to our good friend Katy Perry because I saw the weirdest story today in the news. I don't know if you saw this, but Katy, while she was at her recent show in Vegas, stopped the show to go over to a fan and accuse the fan of DMing her man. Did you see this?
Yes. I didn't read too much about it, but I saw that and I was like, what is this?
What is this? So bizarre. When I saw the headline.
What was that?
The headline in People is Katy Perry tells fan to stop DMing my man, Orlando Bloom, at Las Vegas show. She says, seriously, get your own life. So I'm looking at that headline and I'm thinking,
did they have a sign?
Maybe, yeah, or is this a joke? Is this a part of a bit? Like, this is my man. That's what I thought. Yeah. So that's what I'm expecting. But we're going to watch this clip because when I saw the clip, I was like, now, wait a minute. This did not look like a joke.
I can't wait. I didn't see it yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm very excited.
Oh, yeah. Cute grin. I know why you're here. Get it! Listen, if you keep DMing my man.
I have the lyrics.
Oh, Kyle?
Yeah.
I know. Get it. I've been doing it for months, ever since the presidency.
Yeah.
You didn't come to see me play. If you keep on DMing my man, I'm gonna have you removed.
Get him! Get him!
Seriously.
Okay.
It's your life.
Baby, I love you.
I want it. I'm his.
He's mine.
I said I'm his.
He's mine.
I seriously can't tell if it's her trying to be funny and not landing, like, or I don't know. I hate it.
To me, yeah, it to me was way too jarring to be a joke. I think she was being very serious, and if she was being very serious, it's like, okay, then to me, you need to immediately after the show, your publicist or somebody needs to put out a statement about who this person is and how they've been terrorizing your family, because that's how it sounded. It sounded like she was saying, you've been following me around, because she mentioned like you've been doing this since the Vegas since the residency. You've been doing this. I didn't hear her
say that part.
Yeah,
it was kind of hard to understand what she was saying.
Yeah, so she goes, I see you. You're not here to see me play. You've been doing this since the residency, DMing my man. If you keep doing it, I'll have you removed.
And their reaction is throwing me off.
Well, yeah, because
like they're joking with her or something.
Yeah,
right?
And he's like, oh, I just have the lyrics here. Like he's trying to show, it looked like his phone or whatever to show like, oh, I just have the lyrics. Like I'm not DMing your man. And so
it's funnier.
I just feel like if it is something serious, like this man has been like, I don't know, cyber stalking you and your husband, you need to clarify that. Okay. Like someone needs to put out a statement and say, Katy, while performing her show, spotted a cyber stalker who has been terrorizing her family for months in the audience. And so she stopped the show to make it clear that she was no longer going to put up with it. Something like that. But if you just leave it unaddressed, now it looks crazy.
Oh, I'm going to stand by. I think that she was trying to make a joke and it's not landing at all.
And that's so
I
much
saw
worse.
a clip of Justin Anderson. Do you know who he is? He's like this celebrity hairstylist who is best friends with Kristen Cavallari, and he used to be on her show.
Mm-hmm.
He watches like a lot of Bravo and whatever, but he's done a lot of people's hair. He's done Katy Perry's hair a lot. Okay. And he said that she's like really. He was I'm going to paraphrase, so don't come for me, okay? But he said something about her like being really mean when she meets people, and that he had met her out at a party one time, and he was wearing like those Cartier love bracelets, and she came up to him supposedly and was like, "Oh, 3 Cartier love bracelets, like you must be rich." And then he was like annoyed because like she just seems like a hater every time you meet her. And then he met her like a couple years later, and she said the same thing. She was like, "Oh, 3 Cartier bracelets. You must be rich." And he was like, "I think it's just like her stick. She's just a bitch when you meet her." I'm like, I think they're all telling jokes that aren't landing. I think that's just what it is.
Okay. I mean, I could certainly believe that. As I have said, when you grow up beautiful, you don't have to. You're not funny because you don't have to be. You never learn how to be funny because no one ever expected you to be.
People are fake laughing at them.
People are fake laughing and always nice. So it's not a defense mechanism you ever built up, and as a result, you don't really understand comedy and humor. Maybe that's what's happening here. But that interaction, to me, if somebody on her team doesn't clear up quickly what the hell was happening,
so weird.
It just reads as fully crazy, fully.
And then I saw crazy. She went out with Kim Kardashian and Jeff Bezos's wife or a future wife. They were on a yacht partying this weekend. Did you see that?
I saw that. Yeah, the Bezos's wife. What's her name? Lauren Sanchez, I think.
Right.
I did see she had a bachelorette party. So is that maybe that's what that was?
What it was. Yeah. They were on like a yacht. They were living it up. And Katy Perry, again, being strange. There was like a drone paparazzi trying to take pictures of them. And she's at the DJ booth, and she's just got the crazy eyes everywhere she goes.
Oh man, Katy.
Never beating the allegations.
Girl, I want more for you, Katy. So let's
need a
pull
break.
It together.
We need a public break.
Yeah, exactly. We might need a break.
Regroup. And come back.
Yes. Okay. Well, up next, Meg Thee Stallion is in the news because of Tory Lanez. So Tory Lanez was stabbed in prison.
Yeah, I saw that.
And his supporters, of course, somehow decided to again blame that on Meg.
Okay. I didn't even know he had supporters. Crazy.
And so they started coming after her online. And so she posted to TikTok. She made a video and said, I'm reading this from USA Today. At what point are y'all going to stop making me have to relive being shot by Tory? At what point are Tory and y'all fans going to stop lying? Like, how much is the check to keep harassing me? Oh, because added context here, after he was stabbed, now his legal team has started saying they have new evidence that suggests Tory did not shoot her in 2020. So everybody's flooding her comment sections and her DMs talking about, Tory didn't shoot you. You're wrong. Free Tory, blah, 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 blah.
Oh my God. Chris, I can't even speak words. Chris Brown has a career. It's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. I hate it so much.
So she says, how much is the check to stop harassing me? 1 minute, him and y'all said I was never shot. Now y'all letting him play in y'all face again and say I was shot, but it wasn't him. Oh, okay. So obviously Meg is fed up, and as she should
I would be
be.
too. Yeah.
This is just, I truly don't understand. Like, the evidence against him was solid. It's why
compelling.
he's in jail.
Like, it's not even a question.
It's not even a question. Like, and what we cannot forget in all of this was that Megan stayed quiet and was never going to say anything about him. She told the police that he didn't shoot her. She tried to hide the fact that she even got shot. Yes. And it wasn't until he got online and started talking shit about her that then she told the truth to the police about it being him. She was going to cover up for this man who shot her.
How did he get caught up in jail? What did he do?
You know, who knows? I haven't heard the whole story, and I haven't cared to look into it.
Yeah, she's definitely not involved.
No.
He's just running the same shenanigans in there that he was outside in the real world, and it's catching up.
And I'm sure he has enemies. I mean,
for sure. I didn't even think about that. For sure. Yeah.
I'm sure he has enemies. But yes, I would like everybody to leave Meg Thee Stallion alone. She's just living her life, living her best life. By the way, did you see she dropped a swimsuit line with Walmart?
Oh, no, I didn't see that. Ooh, that sounds nice.
Do you want to look at it? Let's look at it.
Yes, let's look at it.
I'll be honest. Now, when I saw them, people talking about them on TikTok, I wasn't thrilled.
I was going to say, is it a thong?
You know, there are a number of things here.
Oh no!
Okay.
Whoa, hold on. That one piece over there is looking like a little kid's one piece. Why?
Well, the purple one.
Yeah.
So the good news is it is size inclusive and very affordable. These options are looking like $18, $16, $28.
That's a good price.
Okay, so let me click on the one that looks the most interesting to me here. This is the women's sunset butterfly one piece. So to describe it for our listeners, it's multicolored one piece in the whole front section. There's a big cutout that drips all the way down to your belly button, and then like crisscrossing stitching in front. And I would say, if you've got it, flaunt it. I don't think I could wear this piece.
I can't wear that.
No, I could not wear that. First of all, it dips down too low. You could see all my stretch marks from pregnancy.
What I was going to say is that it dips down too low. I can't have my crotch hanging out. And I will give it that it has more back coverage than 90% of the bathing suits out there right now.
Yeah, that's true. It looks and this model, they're showing it on a plus size model. I think this model looks beautiful. Yeah. It couldn't be me though. Okay, let's look at this gold piece. I saw an interview where Meg said if she could only wear one, this would be the one she'd wear.
Okay, and I'm sure it would look great on her, but I again cannot wear this.
No, this is a one piece, and the entire midsection is a cutout, and it's like a gold lame.
It's a style I did wear in the 90s when I was like 9.
Okay. Yeah. And for me, I've never worn this style or this material.
This is not a great review for her brand.
I'm not trying to hate. I'm not trying to hate at all. Like, I could not pull this off. That's what I'm trying to say.
I just couldn't.
Certain if Megan Thee Stallion wore it, she would look phenomenal. Okay. Yes. I have not one single doubt about that in my mind, but I could not wear this again. I need tummy support,
maybe, but not post-child.
Yeah, maybe pre-child, but yeah, I need tummy support. This would not do anything for me. No. Okay, let's see. What else? Let's look at, now what is this here? Oh, these are just tops. Why would I want to shop by just tops? I need to see the whole thing. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, there's a clear divide that a lot of these suits need to be worn by a flat-chested girl, which I am one. So I like that.
Yeah, I would say she's got this multicolored across the shoulder,
Yeah,
super tiny
can't have big
top
boobs for
that,
that.
yeah, if you have big boobs, I don't see how you could pull this off. You'd
No
fall right
way.
out.
You'd fall
There's
right
just no way for that. I am a little bit interested in this black number here. This
Mhm.
appears to be like is this sequins I'm looking at? What am I looking at here?
Yeah, I think it may
It's like a
be
beading sort
kinda
of
like a faux
thing.
snakeskin.
Oh, like a faux snakes. Okay, like a black faux
Mhm.
snakeskin bandeau type top. Okay. And then she pairs it with a, teeny weeny bottom.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know what? I love this for the girls who it's for.
Yeah.
And
You got to be young and cute and I
yes,
love that for you guys, but I have to stick with TA3 swim.
Yeah, for me, I'm not seeing any styles that I personally feel like I could pull off.
Yeah.
However, I love this for the girls who can pull it off. Shout out to you and your hot girl summer. See, and there's Meg in the gold.
I was about
Yes.
to say, she
oh
looks
my God.
great, and that looks like a whole different suit.
She looks fantastic. Yes. Clearly, she can pull it off.
I'm gonna need to work out a little more before I wear that suit.
Right. It's not going to be me, Meg, but shout out to you. Congrats to you doing your thing. But no, I'm not going to be wearing those. Pass for me. Okay. All right. Let's see if we have anybody else that we needed to talk about tonight. Well, we can quickly touch on Cardi B because I don't know if you saw, Cardi B is being dissed by Offset yet again for her parenting.
And I feel like, does he parent? Like,
this is what I'm saying.
She's a sole parenter, right?
How could he possibly say anything about her parenting when she's the only one parenting? What could you possibly say?
My favorite thing about their arguments is when she will release occasionally his text messages, and it seems like she's arguing with a guy she dated in high school. Like he argues like he's 18 years old.
This is what popped off. He said, and he deleted this, but he posted on Instagram earlier, spend time with your kids, not just on the gram.
Mind you, he's probably like 4 states away from his kids when he wrote that out.
Sir, what? Could you spend time with your kids? This is what I'm talking about.
No, he's so jealous. He can't let her go, but he also doesn't want to make her happy. He also secretly hates her. I hate guys like that.
Meanwhile, she has a new boo. I'm not familiar with this man, but
she was sports, right?
Yeah, she was sitting courtside with him. Stephon Diggs, an NFL wide receiver for the New England Patriots. Okay. And yes, they did appear at a Knicks Celtics game about a week ago, sitting courtside. That's
now,
kind of their hard launch.
I'm wrong. He's not there's not a lot of drama with him, right?
I haven't heard any drama with him at all. So if there is drama, I haven't heard it. I haven't seen it. Seems quiet. Seems like a nice quiet relationship.
I think and I could be wrong. One time he was on my fantasy football team, but I'm pretty positive he stays under the radar. Not a lot of drama.
Yeah.
So I love that for her because that's what she needs. She needs the complete opposite of Offset.
Clearly, because he's just content to harass her online and tweet about her and post on Instagram and everything else. It's like she doesn't need that. She's actually taking care of her children. Let's start there. So she's busy with the children, and not to mention, hopefully, eventually giving us another album.
Wait, do you remember when he was like, "I hate you, never speak to me," in a text message, and then maybe 8 hours went by, and he was like, "Will you FaceTime me nude?" he said something like that. He was trying to sex with her.
He's just such a mess.
I hate it.
He's such a mess. And I hate that she has to go through that. I hate that any woman has to go through it with these dumb ass men. It's just gross.
No, I hate it. It's so gross.
So I hope Stephon is treating you right, girl. And like you said, staying under the radar, minding his business, moisturizing, drinking water. Yes, drinking his water, minding his biz, as Beyonce would say. Let's hope.
Well, so far he hasn't come for Mr. Diggs. He hasn't come for him yet. So
Maybe because Mr. Diggs looks like
He
much
must
bigger.
pound him into the earth.
Right.
Totally.
Mr. Diggs looks like he is not afraid of Offset.
I can't wait. I hope Offset tries to argue with him just one time.
Ooh, Lord. Okay. Those are all the stories I had prepared, and that does bring us sadly to the Diddy trial.
Oh, right. Shit. I forgot. No.
You know what? Look, I just thought maybe this will kind of also be a bit of our parking lot because it's so much in the news. I don't know about you, but it's like taking up at least 30% of my FYP right now.
Yeah, mine too.
I felt like I would just hold space for us to react.
Sure.
If there are any reactions we'd like to give.
It's more disgusting than I thought it was going to be.
Agreed. Agreed. Completely agree.
I can't believe he has his children at the trial.
That is heartbreaking and disgusting.
Like,
agreed.
He has his children there, and like at some point they had the children removed from seeing like some of the more graphic parts, I think, from what I heard. And I'm just like, why were they there at all? Like, who could sit near their kids? And he's committed to the lie, I suppose. Alleged
It
lie.
is. I completely agree with you. It's so much worse than I thought. And we knew it was bad. We knew it was bad because we read the lawsuit. Everything described in the lawsuit was terrible. The video footage we saw of Cassie getting beat in that hotel, terrible. So we all knew going into this is going to be terrible. And yet somehow it's
worse.
even worse. And worse.
Supposedly she was trying to escape a freak off when she was in that video, which I did not know before.
Yep.
Makes it 10 times worse.
Yep. And that's not the only time she tried to escape. She tried to escape, I think at his house. She either ran out of his house or ran out of the car that they were in.
Tried to run into incoming traffic, right?
And well, that's a separate thing. When she was having suicidal thoughts, she was running, just trying to get away because he had been like beating her, and his security guard ran and grabbed her and brought her back. So she had tried leaving multiple times. Some of the like sex acts that were described and just like how vulgar and disgusting they were. I honestly don't even want to. It's like hard to listen to.
No,
it's like
so hard.
Very hard to listen to. And at this point, I've now consumed easily like multiple hours just because I've listened to like podcast recaps. I've listened to TikTok recaps. I've read articles. It's too much. It's like I'm disgusted by it, but I'm also, sort of like, I just feel like I want to know. Like, I don't know why.
The stories are crazy.
It's so crazy, but it is hard. It's hard to digest, and it's just hard to think about somebody going through all of that. Of course, I always think about like my daughter, and the idea of her getting caught up in something like that is just so heartbreaking.
So heartbreaking.
Just the whole thing. If you haven't been paying attention to the trial, I'm not going to recommend that you do. Yeah. Because there's no real reason you have to.
Yeah.
Put yourself through
bits
that.
and pieces, not all of it, because some of it's just like I hear something and I'm like, oh, can't listen to that for the next like 3 hours because that's traumatizing.
Yeah. It definitely, some of it really is. I think what I walk away feeling mostly is just the number of people who knew.
I know.
Exactly what Diddy was doing is not a small number.
No.
If anything else has been made clear to me by these testimonies, a lot of people knew. They knew about his abuse. They knew about him, essentially keeping Cassie against her will. They definitely knew about all the drugs. They knew about all the prostitutes. They knew, so many people knew. And he had so much power and influence that he was able to keep it widely under wraps for the better part of 3 decades.
Yeah, it's really kind of crazy, actually. He had so many people paid off. It's like really ridiculous.
Crazy. And you would always hear people say like Diddy parties are crazy, Diddy this, Diddy that, but nobody ever said anything real about what Diddy was doing.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. And to think about how much video footage they have is really sick.
It's all on tape. That's also crazy. He videoed
what a
all
dumbass.
of it.
What a dumbass too, right? Like,
Wild.
seems like a terrible idea.
Wild.
He really thought he was untouchable, I think.
100%.
I also have people, I hear people saying like, oh, I think they're going to let him off. I'm like, how?
Ugh, God.
God
God.
forbid.
God forbid. He should be under the jail. Okay, as far as I'm concerned. What he put Cassie through alone.
And I think this is like tip of the iceberg. I think we're gonna see we're gonna hear crazy things going forward. I think they've been starting with her.
Because we're in week 2 right now, and I'm pretty sure it's slated to be an 8-week trial.
Wow.
So yeah,
everyone's
tip of the
saying
iceberg
her
is right.
testimony was like the roughest or whatever, but I'm like, I don't know.
I think it was the roughest. I think the prosecution started there. This is my hypothesis as someone who doesn't know anything about courtroom trials. But my hypothesis is they started with Cassie. Well, first of all, they had to because she's about to have her baby. So she did literally have to be at the start. There's a world where maybe that's not what they wanted, but it just had to be that way. But I do think strategically it could make sense because if you start with Cassie, what they've done, I think, is laid the groundwork of here are all the terrible things he did to her and frankly crimes he committed against her. You get to hear it from her first, and now they can bring in all the other testimony to back up what she said and expert witnesses, people like psychologists, therapists to testify on why someone would like stay in that environment and how much of it really was coercion versus voluntary. You can have the expert witnesses come and like round out the story. So to me, yes, she did have to be early because she's about to have a baby, but I also think strategically it could make sense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes sense when you put it like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just feel like we're going to hear some shit.
It's already been so much, and we're on week 2. It's
really going to be crazy, but he's a sicko.
Ugh.
I can't believe he still got his kids, to be honest. The mothers need to just take those children and never bring them back to the courtroom.
Well, and I think at least 3 of the 6 of them are like grown, I think, like 18 and over, I think. I'm pretty
you're right.
sure.
I think most of them are old, yeah.
But yeah.
And the twins, their mother passed away, right? Because the twins is Kim's kids, right?
Yeah, the twins' mom passed away.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, every time I see them, I'm like, get them out of there.
Yeah. Ooh, well, that's what I have to say about Diddy.
All right. I'm sure we'll have more to say.
Anything else you want to throw in the parking lot?
No, I heard that Bill Belichick might be engaged to Jordan, that Jordan girl now, and
okay,
and I just want to talk to Bill Belichick's daughter-in-law. What does she got to say about it? Because I know she's got the drama for us. She's got the tea.
Who's his daughter-in-law? I don't know anything about this man.
His daughter-in-law like spoke up the last time when the mermaid pictures came out, and apparently she doesn't like the new girlfriend, and so it's his son's spouse.
Okay.
And I just feel like she knows. She's in the group chat. She's in the family group chat. She knows what's going on. And I need her to tell me, like, what do you mean they got engaged? Like, where was it? Did he have a whole elaborate thing planned out? Like, I need the deets.
Well, great. I love someone who's willing to be messy and bring the group mess to everybody else.
Right? Blink twice if you're okay, Bill.
I'll take it.
That's it for this week, everyone. Be sure to follow us on TikTok at 2 Queens, 2 Crowns, and to check out the podcast on YouTube, 2 Queens, 2 Crowns.
Erica and I would also love for you to join us on our personal socials. I'm on TikTok at @Iam_KJ Miller and YouTube with the handle IamKJ Miller. And Erica's on IG at LetaBino and TikTok at Leta_BitchKnow. We'll see you next week.
Bye.